Hello, everyone, and welcome to Who Won the Week, your weekly dose of TV advertising news and analysis. My name is Aaron Taube. I'm EDO's content marketing manager. I am joined today once again by America's least insufferable Boston Celtics fan and our VP of brand partnerships, the one and only Rebecca Sandidge. Rebecca, how you doing today?
I'm doing better than you as a Knicks fan, so hi. Thanks for having me.
Ain't that the truth? Thank you so much for being here. This is going to be a kind of a unique episode of Who Won the Week. We often talk about sports, that's sports banter. It's going to be the only sports content on this show. Today we are talking about two live programs that are really effective for advertisers that are not sports, right? Because there's so much on TV that brings in that live audience outside of sports. We're going to be talking about SNL and The Voice. And before we dive into it, Rebecca, why are these programs so important to media buyers? Why are they including them in their playbooks?
Yeah, I get questions about these programs and other just kind of live viewing programs that aren't sports all the time. Because a lot of advertisers out there, they know the value of sports. They know, they can find that engaged audience there, but sometimes it's not, the only, way to find that engaged viewers. And these advertisers know that, right? They want to find um, more audiences. They want to be able to kind of distribute their brand more equitably across TV and really following that engagement. So sometimes it's not always just about the sport, but it's about what the sport represents, which is an entertaining live viewing experience. And so there's so many other options outside of sports to capture that attention. And The Voice and SNL are just two really good examples of just that.
Awesome. Yeah, let's talk about SNL for a minute. A
Yeah.
really unique program. We find in our data that it is consistently the most engaging program in that late fringe time spot. And by when we
hmm
talk about engagement, we're talking about the likelihood that consumers will see an ad that they're watching and then engage with the brand online afterwards. This is a signal that is consistently predictive of future sales and growing market share. And SNL is the top of the charts in that late fringe
Yeah.
time spot, and also 42% more engaging than the average broadcast program generally. And yeah, we have a really it's a really exciting time. They're coming up on their 50th season. We were talking about upfronts earlier. NBC really hyping up. They're gonna have a live primetime special on Sunday, February 16th, and some big advertisers already signed up for it in Allstate, L'Oreal, T-Mobile, and Volkswagen. And
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Tell me a little bit about who's really kind of hitting all the marks on SNL and really engaging consumers here.
Yeah, SNL it has so much momentum right now, so much buzz after the upfronts. As you said, they're coming out with their 50th season next year. They had so many good hosts this year. So there's a lot of advertisers, I think, super interested in this space to find that live viewer, that um, appointment viewing viewer, right? So a lot of smart advertisers are doing it really well in SNL. But one that was really standing out to me was L'Oreal. So L'Oreal skincare has had a presence in those original, they come on at 11:30 on the East Coast episodes over here, and they do really well for the brand. So this is such a good example of a brand that may not want to put all their eggs in like the sports basket, right? But they want to find engagement. They want to find somebody who's going to be paying attention to their ad when exposed, and they're doing that really well. So their ads on SNL have been 46% more effective than the average brand on SNL. So they're doing
Wow.
something right to take advantage of that audience and get their brand's name across. And another one that was really standing out to me is T-Mobile. So big advertiser, big, known name. They're in a lot of different kinds of environments. They seem to be really thoughtful and strategic about where they are placing their ads. So they've had a significant presence on SNL and are a sponsor now. So their ads have been 38% more effective than the average brand on SNL. So really seeing that proof of performance for T-Mobile, showing that this decision to air on SNL is really paying off.
Wow. Yeah, and you
Yeah.
can see why these brands are getting this great performance and they're doubling down for more and going to be sort of the titular spot, not titular sponsors, but the primary sponsors of this big primetime special in February. One thing we saw is last season, not this past one, but the one before, we found that SNL was the highest engagement broadcast program. We mentioned that earlier, but advertisers needed about 4 ad units on the average late night broadcast show to get the same engagement that they got from a single SNL ad. So a really
Yeah.
special show for brands and in the culture.
Yep.
And yeah, tell me about The Voice. I know
Um,
their season 25 finale was on May 21st, so a little over a week ago.
yeah.
What kind of brands are we seeing there having success?
Yeah, I mean, it's so much like sports. It's a competition, right? Like there's that like I'm sure there's a lot of Reddit threads about it, water cooler talk. I know a lot of moms in my neighborhood talk a lot about The Voice, the next day. Yeah, so it has all the ingredients for that engagement time and time again. And there are lots of different advertisers in there that are doing really well and taking advantage of that high engagement we see in The Voice. So again, Voice is about 40% more engaging than the typical broadcast program. And then within that high engagement, there are brands that are really kind of driving up that peak performance. So one that stood out to me was Poppi. I've had my eye on them for a while because they were in the Super Bowl. It's a new brand. Such a cluttered space, the soft drink category, right? So this is an example of a brand really finding those marquee, you know, programming environments to get the audience reach, to get the engagement. So their ads when Poppy is in The Voice, their ads are about 4 times more engaging than the brand norm, right? So they're really kind of accelerating that engagement by airing in this really high quality environment. And just for context, that 4 times is engaging for Poppy. That's very similar to what Poppy sees from like college basketball. And I saw some NBA in that same realm. So just another kind of point of context about the value of any kind of competition programming, whether it's showing off your voice or a sporting event. So or a Celtics game, just to bring it back full circle to
Yeah, or
how amazing
Celtics.
the
Yeah, yeah,
Celtics.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they're still playing. I've heard about. No, in
We'll
this
talk about that
apartment
next week,
right here,
everybody.
we are. It's Mets season, which is somehow more disappointing than Knicks season.
Oh man,
Um.
Aaron.
Anyway, yeah, I'm a glutton for punishment. We gotta bring college basketball back around so our Tar Heels can like win bring me some
Then we'll
joy.
be on the same
But
page.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I love those Poppy ads. I love how they're framing it as kind of, the soda our children and grandchildren will think of as soda in the
Yeah.
future. Bright colors. I
Yeah.
think they're fun ads.
They have something new to
Um,
say, like
yes, yeah,
yeah, they have
yeah,
something new to say. They're out there saying it and they're investing their media dollars wisely to do so, it seems.
yeah. And I'm just a huge sucker for the little treat. If I'm passing the end of the grocery store, I'm I'm
Little
going for a
treat for Aaron,
Poppy or an
huh?
Olipop. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I guess what else is kind of coming up in this kind of lane of um live television that's not sports that draws that same kind of consumer engagement and live viewership.
Yeah, there's a lot coming up. It's summer, it's kind of like the season for a lot of that type of programming. So I think we have what do we have? We have MasterChef coming up.
Ooh,
Uh
okay.
yeah, America's Got
Yeah.
Talent is a big one that we're looking out for. Another example of a good competition program that's gonna, you know, engage viewers this summer when they're sitting by the pool.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, other fun summer things going on is it's summer blockbuster, summer movie season. Next week we'll be talking all about the big Memorial Day weekend box offices with our film and cinema expert, and looking forward to that. Have you seen anything good lately, Rebecca?
I have not, but I mean, I plan on going to see the Garfield movie this weekend
Oh,
with my
sick.
kids. Yeah, yeah. So, you know, that's the one that we're all
That
really
rule.
looking forward to. What about you? Are you gonna
I'm
any
trying to get to
plans?
see Challengers at some point.
Yeah,
I've been busy moving, but I think once I'm settled in, I'm really trying to see the, you know, it kind of has like a Bull Durham-y vibe with kind of like a love triangle in sports, and I don't know, I love Bull Durham, so I
it's
don't know,
good.
we'll
Good one.
see how Challengers is.
All
So yeah,
right.
Rebecca, thank you so much for joining us, and I'm sure we'll see you back here soon.
Great. Thanks, Aaron.